Since the beginning of this century, Amazon has emerged as a preeminent giant of retail. How? By creating an expectation among consumers that next day, or even the same day, delivery is not only possible, but basically routine for a dizzying array of consumer products. Millions of Amazon Prime customers all over the world have now come to expect this astonishingly swift service on countless items as standard. And this has put great swathes of the traditional retail landscape in trouble. So today we're going to look at how Amazon delivers packages so fast. Let's pick a typical Amazon product as an example. Say you need a bicycle pump. How will Amazon get that bike pump delivered to your door the very next day? Your bike pump's journey begins long before you've even logged onto the app or had a word with your mate Alexa. Spookily, it may well have begun even before you noticed your tires were getting squidgy. Since the year 2015, Amazon has been dabbling in the mythic techno-voodoo that is deep learning AI. Put simply, that means an algorithm weighs up which products are likely to be in demand by a certain sector of people at a certain future date, and so quietly arranges for them to be in stock at a warehouse near you. In the case of your bike pump, perhaps the algorithm recognizes springtime is on the way, and so shrewdly anticipates a spike in customers exactly like you, who are itching to get back on two wheels again after a long winter break. Thanks to the sheer scale of Amazon, there's already over 175 gigantic fulfillment centers around the world, with many more planned. You can bet there'll be a bike pump in a warehouse within a day's drive of you. Inside those fulfillment centers is where the real magic happens. Millions of products are stored there, many of them quite obviously owned by Amazon. But surprisingly, more than half of products stored in Amazon fulfillment centers are technically owned by other businesses, which register on the FBA, or Fulfillment by Amazon program. Thanks to FBA, which began life in 2006, small business owners are permitted to take advantage of Amazon's phenomenal shipping clout, for a modest fee of course. So a bicycle pump manufacturer, to stick with our example, now doesn't have to worry about running their own warehouse and logistics operation. They just pay Amazon to do it for them. This means when you order the pump, it's not being dispatched from some titchy mom-and-pop operation, even if it was made by one. They've sent their stock to be looked after by Amazon. All the better to get your business, and all the better for you to receive it at lightning-quick speed. How products like bike pumps are stored in these fulfillment centers is more astonishing still. You might imagine those vast warehouses are divided logically into sections, say books, consumer electronics, and bicycle accessories. But in fact, items are stashed entirely randomly. When a consignment of, say, 50 bike pumps arrives in a truck from the manufacturer at Amazon's fulfillment center, each will be stashed wherever there happens to be space on the shelves at that moment, and its location is carefully recorded on computer. That means when you click Buy Now on the bike pump order, a human or robot picker isn't forced to waddle all the way over to the bike pump section. Statistically at least, if everything is stowed randomly, one of those 50 bike pumps is likely to be relatively near at hand. You might have read horror stories about Amazon workers being forced to jog miles across warehouse floors to pick items. Since 2012, robots have been an increasingly important part of the picking process, so much so that in most modern fulfillment centers, the shelves actually travel to the human picker. Thanks to these new robot workers, it's estimated an item like a bike pump can be picked in around 15 minutes as opposed to up to an hour when picked by human hands. Amazon has also figured out a number of ways of speeding up the work rate of its now stationary human pickers. New tech, like wristbands which vibrate to tell the wearer where exactly on a shelf to grab or stow an item, or lights that shine on the relevant space, slash human error and dithering time. Workers are even encouraged to speed up their workflow with sophisticated interfaces that gamify their jobs. That means they're awarded points, say, if they pick your bike pump at a pace that's in line with Amazon's expectations. Having picked the product, it will then typically be sent to a so-called sortation center. Here, different robots efficiently sort mountains of outgoing packages by postal area. It's said that since Amazon moved away from human sorters and into a robot-led system, error rates have tumbled, and with them delivery turnaround times. As anybody familiar with logistics will tell you, the so-called last mile of any delivery chain is the most problematic. Here, Amazon once again manages to surpass its rivals. For one thing, the sheer scale of Amazon's operation means it can demand deep discounts from traditional shipping companies like UPS or the Royal Mail. A recent analysis by investment giant Morgan Stanley estimated that by 2022, Amazon will be shipping 6.5 billion parcels annually. That's a lot of commercial muscle. But discounts from the old guard are not enough, and increasingly Amazon is going the last mile itself. Indeed, in some territories, as many as 66% of Amazon parcels are now being delivered by Amazon itself. How? One striking route is via Amazon Flex, a newish addition to the company that can turn anybody into a delivery driver just by allowing them to take delivery instructions via a smartphone app. This means that your bike pump, ordered on Amazon Prime, can be whisked to you over the last mile as priority, not in an overpacked postal van, but in its own private taxi. So how does Amazon deliver packages so quickly? By ensuring that what you want is in stock even before you know you want it. By storing it in such a way that it's always close to the picker's hand, and thanks to smart robot dispatchers, followed by an intricate web of last-mile delivery drivers, your pump can reach you in just a few short hours. It's no surprise, really, that like your bike tire, Amazon Prime is seriously blowing up.